Welcome back to Success Code 7, and in this video we're going to be looking at how to ace your preparation a day before the exam. Sorry, I just slipped my tongue there. We're going to be looking at a strategy, a quite effective one, which I found useful myself, and you're going to use that to get the best possible marks in your examinations. And we'll also be looking at what to do on the last day of the examination to maximize your effectiveness and output for the exam day. So let's get straight into it. The strategy for the examination, you may have heard this before as well, but I'd recommend you to do this in every single paper, no matter what paper that is, whether it be chemistry, maths, physics, computer science, biology, whatever subject that is. You need to use a strategy because it maximizes the amount of marks you get. So the strategy is to do your papers in three loops. First, you reserve 15 minutes from whatever the time of your paper is, which includes 5 minutes for paper reading, 5 minutes for rechecking, and 5 spare minutes just in case. Uh, for example, we have 1 hour 45 minutes for, let's say, the computer science paper 1. Just an example, there are other papers as well. You can just customize this according to the time of your paper. But just as an example, if we have 1 hour 45 minutes, we reserve 15 minutes for, just like we said, paper reading, rechecking, and spare time. Then we just subtract 15 minutes from the actual time, and we divide that into three sections for loop 1, loop 2, and loop 3. So that means 30 minutes for loop 1, 30 minutes for loop 2, and 30 minutes for loop 3. So when you receive the paper, you're going to use 5 minutes from that 15 minutes reservation time reading all the questions. Do not attempt any question. Just open your paper, go to every single page, and just read the question carefully so that you know what topics are included, and you know the nature of the questions. So then you identify which questions you find easy, normal, or difficult. So when you are reading the questions, you know yourself which questions you find easy, which questions are normal, and which questions which you think are difficult. So you can use a pencil to mark it, like 1, 2, 3, or E, N, or G, or even easy, normal, or difficult. No matter what way you do that, just mark the easy, the normal, and the difficult questions which you find inside the examination when you are done reading all of them. And then you start your first loop by answering the most easy ones. What this does is that in the beginning 30 minutes of your examination for the loop 1, you are in a state of relaxation and you are not stressed out. You're just easily solving the questions you find easy yourself as you mark them, and this actually tells your brain that this exam is going to be easy for you. It actually prepares your brain to know that, yeah, I'm going to do it, and that motivation is what you need for the rest of the exam, for the upcoming questions. So first, just do not do the paper in a flow. Spend 5 minutes identifying which questions you find easy, normal, or difficult, and then just attempt the one which you find easy first. Then you spend the second loop answering the normal ones. You just need a little bit of thinking here, a little bit of analyzation. You may not be sure that your answers are correct or not, but you use your maximum capacity, you use your maximum memory, your logical skills to attempt these, and these should go properly as well. When we have done the easy ones, we have ensured that we do not fail the examination, because there must be some questions. Well, of course, if you're practiced, then there must be some question that can help you go from a U to an E, or even a D or a C. So you've actually ensured that you get at least a minimum C grade when you have done the first loop. In the second loop, there might be some questions that you get some questions wrong, and there might be some that you get right. So this helps you to jump to a B or an A. It's either a B or an A, and that's basically how most of the statistics show it. So if you've done the second loop, you have noticed that you haven't attempted the difficult questions yet, and still you are getting either a B or an A, and that's a good grade. In fact, that's an average grade that most students achieve. So by just attempting the easy and normal questions, and by identifying them first, you have put your mind at a relaxation state, and you have already achieved a good grade. And if you want to get the best grade, of course, the A star, then you do the third loop by answering the difficult questions. The reason why I said that without doing the third loop you still get a B or an A is because sometimes the difficult questions, they stress you out, and sometimes some people, they just leave those questions. So even if you left those questions, the difficult questions, you do not need to worry, because you're still getting a good grade. And of course, if you want an A star, which is the target for each and every student, you just attempt that in the third loop. You still have 30 minutes left for the examination. Just go through every question, go through your memory, close your eyes, just try to remember whatever you learned from all the lessons, the lectures, papers, the past papers, and you're surely going to attempt that. And for sure, you'll get an A or an A star if you use the strategy. Finally, the tips for preparation for the last day. So the second last day, the night of the second last day, you have to sleep early. So let's say, for example, if we have the computer science paper 1, so we sleep early the second last day of the examination, and we wake up early at 5 to 6 on the last day. Let's say, for example, the paper is on 10th May, so you just wake up early on 9th of May and at 5 or 6 a.m. and you do rapid syllabus revision. You go to the computer science 2210 official campus syllabus, because that's our example, so we're just going to use the example to go through our last day revision. Then we read the subject content, whatever is written. It's there's enough detail in the syllabus of the Cambridge website that it helps you to understand which aspects of the syllabus you have attempted and which you have not. So just read the subject content, write down the points you think you're weak in, just note down all the syllabus assessment objectives which you think you are weak in, and you rapid revise only those points using the textbook, lecture, or notes. When you're done with that, you probably have spent some 5 to 6 hours revising those, and you should have a break in between as well. But generally, talking about a long break, you should have a long break from 12 to 3 p.m. And then you solve the specimen paper, because obviously the paper you're going to get in the exam hall is going to be based on that specimen paper. So you just go and solve that specimen paper, and then you do rapid revision of the topics you're good at after attempting that specimen. And then you should sleep early by 10 p.m. I know that's difficult. Most people spend the entire night studying, and that actually deteriorates your energy. It affects the day when you are going to be sitting in the exam. You actually do not have the ability to think. Your brain has been so used up the last day, so it's recommended to sleep maximum by 10 to 11 p.m. so that you get the maximum sleep, your brain can reset itself, and you have the maximum energy for the paper next day, and you can give your best. So then wake up early the next day, revise any points you still are concerned about before going to the exam, and you should stay hydrated while you study, like keeping a bottle of glass of water beside you. So these were the tips for preparation for the last day, and you do not need to stress out at all. Just you have done whatever you could. So this was the video. Good luck for your examinations. See you next time.